from Attorney General Pamela Bondi. Great work by U.S. Attorney Maliciously and our federal agents to make this crucial arrest. The Justice Department will deliver justice for the Palisades fire and keep Californians safe, even if California leadership won't. This is from Acting U.S. Attorney Bill Essely. Today, we are announcing the arrest of 29-year-old Jonathan Rinderknecht on a criminal complaint charging him with maliciously starting what became the Palisades fire in January. The complaint alleges that Rinderknecht started a fire in the Pacific Palisades on New Year's Day, a blaze that eventually turned into one of the most destructive fires in Los Angeles history, causing death and widespread destruction. Among the evidence that was collected from his digital devices was an image he generated on ChatGPT depicting a burning city, and that's what this is. ChatGPT. So he's making AI images of a city on fire before he set the fire. Anyway, while we cannot undo the damage and destruction that was done, we hope his arrest and the charges against him bring some measure of justice to the victims of this horrific tragedy. Rinderknecht's initial appearance is scheduled for today at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time in U.S. District Court in Orlando. Rinderknecht is presumed innocent until proven guilty. So I'll see what happened with this individual today, if we can get an answer to it. Take a look and see what the results were. Sounds like it was probably something preliminary. Is he going to be held without bail? Did they set a bail? Yeah, I'd like to know how long he's looking at in prison. I would think life, but no, in California, probably not. He might get, maybe a year on probation or some shit. Might have to do some community service and fucking Goodwill or something. So anyway, he's been charged with maliciously starting California's deadly Palisades fire. Made his initial federal court appearance in Orlando today. Charges were read during the brief hearing. No plea entered. He's due back on Thursday for a detention hearing before extradition to California. So yeah, sounds like, obviously he's in Florida right now, but probably once he gets back to California, wouldn't really surprise me if they really went way too easy on him. So anyway, there's the asshole right here. The dude that set the Palisades fire. That's the guy. Of course, presumed innocent until proven guilty. So I guess we can't exactly say he is the guy and that he is the one. But there's a pretty strong case for it because he's been placed under arrest for it. And from the New York Post, Spencer Pratt slams LA officials after feds finally confirmed Palisades fire was sparked by blaze that was never extinguished. And of course, on the New York Post. And we've got from Los Angeles, reality star Spencer Pratt, okay, New York Post, is calling for state and local officials to be held accountable for Palisades fire after federal prosecutors finally revealed Wednesday something many residents long suspected, that it was sparked by a blaze started days earlier that was never fully put out. Yeah, of course it was man-made. It wasn't climate change. The trees didn't just spontaneously combust into flames like the far leftists want you to believe, that's how all these fires in California started. It's all just spontaneous combustion from global warming and climate change. All right, so, quote, our lawyers months ago told the court what caused the Palisades fire, and today the Department of Justice has proven us right. It was a rekindle of the New Year's Eve Lachman fire, and wasn't properly contained by LA City fire. The former The Hills cast member who lost his house in the Palisades Inferno said on TikTok. Quote, the city left it to burn and the state left it to burn for nearly a week on their property, and now they're on the hook for the dangerous conditions that led to the destruction of my town. Told ya. And LA Mayor Karen Bass and California Governor Gavin Newsom were both lambasted for their leadership during the fire, as well as for failing to prevent it in the first place. The info, which was previously reported in the weeks after the January 7th Palisades fire, came out when federal prosecutors charged an ex-Uber driver, Jonathan Rinderknecht, age 29, with setting the earlier Lachman fire on January 1st. That fire was quickly knocked down, but prosecutors said it came roaring back to life days later, eventually killing 12 people, destroying nearly 7,000 homes, and causing over $150 billion in damage. His arrest confirmed suspicions raised during the investigation into the cause of the blaze, which started at an overlook known as Skull Rock, located on the popular Temescal Ridge hiking trail in the upscale Pacific Coast Enclave. Investigators told the Los Angeles Times in January they believe the blaze may have had human origins, potentially ignited by fireworks. Well, what the fuck else is it going to ignite from? I'm sure they weren't getting, rampant lightning strikes happening all over the place. What the fuck else could have caused it? I mean, look, maybe a down power line that still would have been man-made, still would have been human-caused. 9 months later, authorities now say Rinderknecht maliciously set the blaze before fleeing the scene and calling 911 to report it. Julie Wagner, a former Pacific Palisades resident whose house also burned down in the wildfires, called the official response to the conflagration mismanaged. Yeah, that's an understatement. They had no fucking water in the freaking fire hydrants, and the large pool of water they had at the top of that mountain was completely empty. There was no water there, and that was the one explicit reason that pool of water was up there in the first place, at least as far as what I read. Anyway, quote, I would love for them to find out exactly what happened, but bottom line is it doesn't matter. It happened. There was a fire, and the bottom line is that it was mismanaged in addressing the fire. That's a fact, no matter who started it, she told the Post, raising questions about whether others might have been involved besides what's-his-face. Anyway, so it goes on a bit longer. They go into some more detail, and I will link that also. Looks like that's the only New York Post article that I got, so it should be pretty easy to find if you want to finish that. From Reuters, a 29-year-old man, Jonathan, once again, the name I cannot pronounce, was arrested for intentionally starting the Palisades fire in California and is facing up to 20 years in prison. So there's the prison length. And, I mean, obviously it's up to 20 years. It could be substantially less than that. But anyway, that'll be linked if you want to take a look at that. Well, might be paywalled. I believe, was it Reuters last night? I don't think it was Reuters. I think it was a different publication that I was able to get around. Let me just see. So if you open up a private tab and you, open incognito window if you use Chrome. Oh, yeah, see, look, it looks like it's paywalling me over here, too. Well, I got away with it yesterday, but I actually don't know if that was Reuters or not. But anyway, it could work for you. But anyway, they do have a video here, so I'll just play the clip.
While the Lockman fire burned, the defendant
that's what it's called,
walked
Lockman.
up the same trail from earlier that
Not
night
Latchman.
to watch the fire and firefighters,
Can you tell
using
him
his
from
iPhone
California?
to take short videos of the scene. Although firefighters suppressed the blaze, the fire continued to smolder and burn underground within the root structure of the dense vegetation. So that fire started on January 1st. And it smoldered underground for about a week until on January 7th, heavy winds caused this underground fire to surface and spread above ground, causing what became known as the Palisades Fire, one of the most destructive wildfires in Los Angeles city history. He was the only person in this location at the time this fire ignited. We have no other indication that any other person was there. There were no fireworks at the time. We have several cameras in the vicinity that are there designed to detect fires, and this fire was detected almost right away by those sensors. He is charged with starting a fire on January 1st, which is the fire that burned down the Palisades. It did take a week to reignite, but he is charged with starting the Palisades fire.
Well,
he started it on January 1st.
Yep. I mean, call it bad luck, call it horrific luck. But that's what happened. So he's got to be charged accordingly. I mean, somebody's got to pay for it. I mean, he's obviously not going to literally pay for it, but I mean, he's got to pay for it through the justice system at least.